Okay, good to see everybody. Thanks for being here. It's amazing on our schedule. We had a really good Monday practice, and the way that our structure of the year has gone, because of the Friday night games and different week, this is really only the second time we've been on the field on a Monday. So it felt good to be back in what used to be a normal routine for us, which I think provides for an even better Tuesday practice. So good to be back out on the field this morning with our guys, and excited about in a different year scheduling our fifth non-conference game coming up, and the challenges that those would be when we look at 4 of the 5 or Power 4 or whatever the word is today of different schools. So 2 Big 12, 1 ACC, and now we'll get a test of the Pac-12. So really impressed with Oregon State. They're big, they're long, they run well, explosive. They've got toughness to them. They had a setback Saturday night, but we know that they're a really good team. I've got a lot of respect for Coach Bray, what he's done in his short time there as the head coach. They base their game on physicality. They play really good defense. They'll be a solid opponent in what I've heard and researched as much as I can. A great environment and tough on the visitors. So we've got to do a great job of our preparation, and our team is excited about going on the road and having a chance to play again another marquee matchup against what we feel like is a really good team. Looking back at our game against Utah State, certainly excited about the way we started. Up 42-7 at halftime. I couldn't have scripted it much better as far as the score goes in the first half, and then second half we played about as poorly as you could in offense and defense to make it a game, and it should have never been that way. So a number of things went into that, and we understand that hopefully we'll be in that situation again, and we can finish because we did not finish the game very well, obviously in the second half there. But I did think there's some things that showed up throughout the game that I was excited about. The ability to run the ball 320 plus yards. We're taking care of the football on offense. We're creating takeaways on the other side for plus 12 in the turnover margin, which is number 1 in the country right now, and we got to keep that trend going. I think our special teams continues to be a spark and be big-time plays for us. The field goal block attempt, the fake attempt the other night that we stopped right before halftime was big. Recovering the onside kick, we've ran that a number of times in practice, and to see it come true in game day was good to see that our kids executed. I thought we had another sizable gain of average starting position compared to where our opponent did. I think we were plus 12 on them on average starting position, and that's all 3 phases playing well together. So our guys understand how important that is, the game within the game. We also know we've got to be better offensively on third downs, defensively getting off the field on third downs. That's a work in progress. We understand that, and now the test of how good can you get the last half of the season. We're at the midway point, and you've seen over the years a lot of teams, that you never ever stay the same. So you're either moving in the right direction and go finish strong, or you don't play your best ball and you don't achieve the things that you set out to do. So we've got a lot of work ahead of us. There's good excitement in the building, as there should be. 5-1, 2-0, and on to the next, and what a great challenge and opportunity it'll be.
Coach, Kylin James doesn't get that much publicity, but he rushed for over 100 yards the other night. Can you talk about him, his contributions, and is he now a solid number 2 back for you?
Well, I think our offensive line did a great job on creating run game opportunities. Jet has continued to play better here the last 2 weeks with his health. Kylin stepped in the other night and had a couple really good runs, which we needed, and then he had a big kickoff return on a short kick, which was good. So I think he's getting into the flow a little bit easier, a little bit, things are slowing down for him a little bit. So, we need him, we need Jet to continue to go, and, Greg Burrell keep coming. We still feel like we've got a handful of guys there that can help, especially in some of the things now we're doing quarterback run game. It's going to open it up even more for them with the way our offensive line's playing.
Coach, halfway through the season, what tweaks do you do in your program to make sure your guys are mentally and physically ready?
Did you say what tweaks?
Yeah.
I think, our practice plan and structure, there's still a number of rep count that we have to get each week for us to feel like we're in position in the preparation phase on where we need to be. So that won't change a lot. We'll actually increase some reps. We'll as we get later on in the week, after we get into week 7, we'll do a little more meeting times. Some things that you can pick up mentally and not as many physical reps in some of those things. Coach Fish in the weight room does a great job on the recovery piece of what that looks like for our guys. And I said early in the year, it's a long season. It's 15 weeks, 12 games, 2 bye weeks, championship week. There's a lot of things that happen into that time, and you've got to, and every team's different. So you've got to make sure that you're staying on top of that. You get the mileage, the GPS, all the different numbers that analytically we look at, and then you have to adjust your practice plan. But there are a certain number of reps that we feel like, in situational ball, third downs, red zone, coming out, 2-minute, the fourth down situations that we have to get throughout the week. And our guys understand that. And I think if I ever went into them at this point and said, hey, we're going to cut back on a Tuesday practice, I don't think they would stand for it. And that's pretty awesome when you got the team in that position that they understand that it's a huge advantage for us on how we practice.
Speaking of reps, Jackson Woodard told me he's taking Charles Correa under his wing, and he's been really impressed with him. What impresses you about that freshman?
Yeah, he's earning a lot more time because of how he prepares and how he practices. He's got a great guy to follow in Jackson. Excuse me. But you look at when Charles is not on the practice field, when he's not one of the 11 out there, he's getting the play call, he's walking through, he's getting the mental rep. So he's getting the rep count, he's understanding that. Now you walk by in the linebacker room and he's sitting in watching a lot of film, and those things are valuable and will end up paying off for Charles big time.
Coach, on paper, Malik Williams continues to be as efficient as any quarterback in the country. What have you made about his decision-making, both in the passing and the running game?
Well, I think it's important about the 10 other guys around him, how well they're playing. He's got to continue to make great decisions. I think Coach Marion and the staff on that side have continued to try to put a play really series and then, playbook of the week together offensively on what will give us a chance. And I think the ability for them to do that, for the players to understand it, for them to teach it, retain it, execute it, says a lot about their discipline on how they want to go approach it. And also in Hodge's ability to not only get the information, process it, and then go execute. He's doing it at a high level, but he's also had some guys around him step up and make big time plays, which has helped. And we need him to keep getting better, and he will. He's hungry to do that.
On the flip side of the ball defensively, what changes on your end schematically going from back-to-back really spread out passing offenses to, like you had mentioned, the more physical style for Oregon State?
Yeah, Oregon State's got they got at least 3 tight ends that are they're physical mismatches. They're good inline blocking. They're really good at the intermediate to any really route concept. They cause problems. So it's just a different style on what they do. They're huge up front, offensive line-wise. Their backs are physical. The quarterback runs really well. Every team, and that's one thing about our league, and I know they're not in our league, but it's the next game up. You've got to be really good every single week, or you're going to get exposed because there's so many different varieties of what you face. Not only individual players, but then schematics on what you're going against on the other side. So defensively, we got to have a great plan. Because it's a long night if you can't stop the run, and I would guess, at the forefront of what they want to accomplish. It appears that way, but they're really good on really in all three phases.
Coach, do you have any injury updates? And Caden Chittenden, can you tell us about his status? Something that I don't think shows up a lot in the stats are touchbacks and kickoffs, right?
Caden cramped. I guess we were using him too much, which is a good thing. He had a lot of kickoffs. So he had been sick last week, and I think that probably had something to do with it. But he was cleared back for activity today. Jalen Dixon's going to be out, and he suffered a lower leg injury, and I don't know the timetable on his return. But other than that, we were fortunate and should have everyone.
Marcel McDuffie?
Getting close. He practiced today, and I think we're really, really close to seeing him back in action on game day.
You can become bowl eligible with a win this week, and I feel like in previous years that would have been a huge, milestone, but this season it's like the last thing on the list. I guess what does that say about the culture that you're building here and what you've already accomplished?
Well, I certainly, I don't know the exact number, 16 or 17 bowl games I've been a part of as a player and a coach. They're all special. To reach that achievement for a program, and I said it early when I got the job, that is the standard that we go to bowl games every single year here, as UNLV should. And we're a game away from capturing that. I believe when we do that, we will be the only team in school history that's ever been to back-to-back bowls. That's a big thing. Our guys understand that. I talked to them about it this morning. That's not the ultimate goal, but that is one of our benchmarks on things we're trying to achieve. So certainly getting to win 6 is a huge deal, and the sooner you can get to that, then you can add to not only the story but your legacy as a program if you'll do it the right way.
Maybe just a follow-up on that. I know that I can kind of guess your answer here, but since this is the first game against a Pac-12 team in a while, and there was a lot of rumor about the team joining the Pac-12 potentially and then committing back to the Mountain West, is there anything that you kind of think about when facing a team in a different conference, or is it just like no conference, no team? Yeah.
We're going to Corvallis and against a really good team, and I look forward to representing UNLV in the Mountain West. And I don't even know. I mean, no offense. I shouldn't even say this, so I won't. So we just need to go play really well and against a good team that I've got a lot of respect for.
Coach, Jackson Woodard, Ricky White, and Jacob DeJesus have been added to the outside of the facility in the banners. When you come to work and you see those players on the facility wall, what does that mean to you?
Look, we've made a number of cosmetic changes here on just trying to continue to upgrade our program. Those 3 guys are on there because they were All-Americans last year. Jackson was an All-American academically, first one in school history. Ricky obviously is a receiver, and Jacob in the return game. So one way to recognize those guys for their efforts was to, in some of those changes. And I think, there's a number of things that we're trying to change, the narrative about UNLV football and the things you want to achieve as a student athlete, whatever that is, you can get done here. Those 3 guys are prime examples of it. And again, you look today, national awards, Jackson Conference Player of the Week again, and then Ricky White, East-West Shrine, is that right? Breakout Player of the Week offensively on a national stage. Those guys are as elite as there is, and they're doing it the right way. They're working extremely hard. They're leading our team, preparing really well. They're both 4.0 students, and honored to have a chance to be their coach.
Coach, aside from football a little bit, on Sunday, you're going to be the Grand Marshal at the South Point 400. Can you talk about how that all came together? And
it's a much wiser decision than riding a bull. I'm trying to think when I was contacted about it. It's been some time ago. Steve Stallworth with South Point was a great Rebel quarterback in the 80s and a huge friend of the program. South Point, Mr. Gahn and his family, they sponsor the NASCAR race. Great UNLV supporters. And then in connection with Las Vegas Motor Speedway, they reached out maybe a month ago, 2 months ago. It all kind of runs together, and asked if I would do that. And it doesn't fit time wise, but there's also certain opportunities that you have to put the UNLV brand on the national stage, and whether I want to do it or not, you say yes, because go do it, because the UNLV brand will be on a stage on a national level, and we've got to continue to do those things if we want our program to be nationally recognized. So I'm thrilled and honored to have that opportunity. I've been to Daytona, I've been to Talladega, I've been to Bristol, I've been to Texas Speedways, I've been to Charlotte. There's a really good friend of mine named Jay Fry. Years ago, he was in the NASCAR circuit in a leadership and ownership standpoint. Now he's with the IndyCar series. So I first got a first taste of that. He ran the Red Bull team. So I went out and, got a behind the scenes. And so I've been to a number of them. Carl Edwards is a really good friend of mine. He's retired now, obviously. And then I know the local flavor with the Herbst family and how important the racing world is to them, and, and how important they are to me with UNLV football. So I think there's a lot of connective pieces there. I think it's important not only for me to do that, to represent our university and our football program, but also, again, opportunities for the logo to be on the national stage. Those are things that we got to continue to promote and go do.
Have you driven, in a fan experience, have you driven a NASCAR car?
I've driven really fast and turned left before. It wasn't on a NASCAR track, but yeah.
Have they told you what you have to say?
No, I mean, I've got all kinds of time. I've got between now and Sunday at some time I've got to be out there. So, it's great. It wouldn't happen. They're going to pick me up, fly me, drop me off right at the spot to go do it. I'm going to hop out and go say a couple words, hop back in, and then, it's a short week. We got obviously an important game coming up. So that Sunday, I look forward to being able to do that, but I won't be out there very long.
You thought about the driver start your engine? You gonna extend it out?
You're going to be disappointed. I have not given it one thought. I will before I walk up to the stage. I'll do some quick research. I've seen it a number of times, so I won't let you down. There will be plenty of critiques. I understand that. Okay. Anything else? Thank you. Thanks, guys. Have a great week.
Everyone's critical. No. Jackson, another couple of picks. You and Jalen Catalon now tied for the team lead, tied for second in the country in interceptions. Is there an internal competition between you guys at this point?
Yeah, I mean, a little bit. I definitely told him whenever he got 4, I need to go catch him. And that's just our team. We're competitive in all that we do. We try to make each other better. He's a phenomenal player. It's nice to be able to catch him on that, and we'll keep that going for sure.
Kylin, I wanted to ask you, Coach just said that maybe the game is slowing down for you. Is that how you see it as well?
First off, the O-line, we got a great O-line, and I really think they're the best in the country. So I just try to, whatever they give me, I just try to make it work.
Do you feel comfortable within now the go-go offense?
Yeah, I feel comfortable. It's just a lot going on. So defense, they really don't know what to cover or whatever. So just try to make a play.
Jackson, what did Coach Shear address about that second half, and how do you guys want to respond on Saturday?
Yeah, that obviously wasn't our standard, and he let us know that. We can't – that's unacceptable, and I put a lot of that on me. I'm the leader, I think of myself as being a leader, and I can't let that happen. We got to come out ready to put that game away. Utah State's a good team. They got a good offense, and they came out fighting in the second half, but – we let up too many points. It's just a lot of mental mistakes that we got to clean up, and a lot of that's just on us players. The scheme was the same. It's on us to go play and really finish the game.
Oregon State, what do you think about them offensively?
Yeah, they're a really good team. They got athletes all over. Quarterback's really good. O-line solid. Got a lot of returners or just older guys. They're experienced team. They're going to be a difficult team. We're going to be ready. We're going to get to practice, get to work. I'm excited for the game.
Jed, I wanted to ask you about offensively. Last year, I think on third down conversions, you were about 50%. This season, about 36%. What's the big difference, and how can you get back up to that 50%?
I can just get back up, just finishing the drives, just when I'm tired, just going through it, just keeping, that little stigma on my back, like, I got to get this first down for the team. Every first down we get, it's a chance for us to go out there and just go score.
And Jed, going off of what Kylin had said earlier about the offensive line, we've seen a lot of different looks in both the running and the passing game from the tight ends this year. Tell us a little bit about the progression from what you've noticed from the tight end room your freshman year compared to this season.
The tight end room is getting well. We have a new addition, Simo. He's a great addition to the team. Overall, I think the tight end room is great. That every day they go out and just compete with each other, just make each other better, just try to add on to what each other have. So I just think the more we work, the more they work, the better overall they'll get.
And Jackson, the struggles on third down again last week. What kind of adjustments did you guys make going into that game against Utah State, and then what have you seen kind of throughout this early week of practice?
Yeah, it was more just focusing on third down. Third down can't just be a normal down for us. Third down, we got to get off the field. It's a big down. It's, the biggest down for a defense. So a lot of that was just paying attention to the sticks, realizing it's 3rd and 5 or it's 3rd and 9, just playing different technique. And then we got to get better. We still got to get better. I thought today we had a really good practice. Defense was flying around, but that's still going to be an emphasis for us for sure.
Jackson, is it difficult to keep switching your schedules every week, where you're playing a Friday night game, you're playing a Saturday night game, and you're practicing in the morning and at night? Yeah. How does that play on the student athlete?
Man, we got a really good team, veteran team, great leadership, so it doesn't affect us too much. It was weird having a Monday practice, I will say that. It felt different. It was good, though. It felt good on the body. We got a little extra rest with having a Friday and then now having a Saturday. But this team's ready for whatever coach gives us, whatever the schedule is, we're ready to go out there and win.
And how do you prepare yourself mentally after a late game in Corvallis, then on Saturday night, then you come back late night, and then you have to play again next Friday? Mentally, you saw this coming perhaps at the start of the season. How do you mentally prepare for that?
Man, the same way I prepare for every game. It's not too much different besides, a little less sleep probably. But everything else is the same. This team prides ourselves in preparation. I pride myself in preparation. A lot of it's a lot of film work, a lot of film study. So it's just I'm gonna have to find certain areas, maybe a little less naps, but we'll get it done. We'll be ready.
For both Kylin and Jaden, the real four-headed attack at running back right now is you two, and then two freshmen in Burrell and Green. What impresses you the most about those two young freshmen?
They're very impressive coming off how smart they are of the game. Greg, very smart, his reads. Sometimes he teaches me some stuff, just learn off of them and for the other youngin, he's special. He got some time, time to grow, time to learn, but as we go throughout the season, I believe they'll turn it up a notch.
Greg and Devin, both of those guys are going to be big here at UNLV. All right. I just try to show them that you got to keep some good habits and not to keep the bad habits and keep going. If you see something bad, try to fix it. Get on it early before it's turn right.
Jed, I don't know if you watch a lot. I'm sorry. I don't know if you watch a lot of college football on Saturday, but Penn State was running the go-go offense at times. Is that starting to catch on?
I believe it's the uniqueness of the offense. Why wouldn't it catch on? I think it's a great aspect of the new football world that we just changing into now. So I guess, hey, bring it along. Come join the go-go, I guess.
Well, Jackson had said earlier in the year that he wasn't a big video game guy. We're talking about the NCAA game. Do either of you guys play? You guys play as yourself to practice at all?
I'm not really a big video game guy myself. Just be at home watching film, just chilling.
Jackson, we pulled into the parking lot and we saw you and Ricky White and Jacob DeJesus on the building. What does that mean to you, your legacy you're leaving behind here?
Yeah, it's cool. I'm not one. I'm very thankful, really. I'm just blessed. The team, Las Vegas, the city, has embraced me, and I take a lot of pride in trying to make this city proud. That's a lot of what we do as a university is just trying to help the city as much as we can. So whatever I can do to help the city, leave a legacy of just trying my hardest, doing everything I can to win for my teammates and this organization. It means a lot.